Hello, this is Matt on the Moon Lambo channel. Is it worth it to buy XRP? Well, Ripple CEO Brad Garlinghouse gave a response to a question about that, and I'm going to share it with you in this video. It was interesting. And it was from October 3rd of 2017. So, I don't think I can't think of another instance, off the top of my head at least, where he's answered a question anywhere near in line with what this person asked. So it's interesting to me, and so I wanted to share with you what he wrote. This is on Quora, so he typed this up here, and I'm going to share with you what he had to say. I also want to share with you a Twitter thread from an XRP community member that was it was having to do with a topic I brought up in a video the other day. And some of you, I'm sure, saw what I'm about to share with you, but I'll try and catch you up to speed just in case. But there was a conference. It was a cryptocurrency event. I can't remember what it was off the top of my head, but it was in January of 2019, so a little over a year and a half ago. And there were several people on stage. Ripple CEO Brad Garlinghouse, Joseph Lubin? I think it's Joseph. And Joseph Lubin, I know the last name's Lubin, with Ethereum Foundation, and they got into this heated exchange. Basically, I mean, it was somewhat I don't want to oversell it. Like, it wasn't terribly vicious, but it was clear that Mr. Lubin was getting a bit snarky with Brad Garlinghouse about regularly selling XRP, and then Brad Garlinghouse just came back swinging as he should, and he's like, and he did it, and he was very tactful. Like, he was obviously acting like the professional that he is. But his response in a nutshell was, hey, Ripple's the most transparent company on the market. You know how much XRP we have, you know how much we're selling, and we're giving away this information voluntarily. How much ETH does the Ethereum Foundation have? How much are you selling? And then he's like, no comment. Basically, so they're back, I didn't think about that. I'm critiquing you for being transparent, and I'm not being transparent. Yeah, no kidding, Mr. Lubin. Right, and so anyway, I won't go any further. I gave a full analysis on that and all the specifics in the video, so I'm not going to rehash all of it. I just want to catch people up to speed that may not have been aware of that. But there's a thread from an XRP community member on this topic, or it got him thinking in a particular direction. I just wanted to share with you because I thought it was a nice write-up. But before we go any further, if you would please delicately tap that like button, I would definitely appreciate the support. You don't have to. You can still hang out, but just know that if you don't, then it hurts my feelings, and I'll be a sad panda. Also, go ahead and subscribe to the Moon Lambo channel. Don't cost nothing, son. Take my free content. Shout out to Real XRP Boy, who, he didn't tag me, but shout out anyway, because he's the reason I came across this, and I was like, oh, this is something that I would love to share on the channel here. I don't know if I've seen this one. I was trying to think as I was reading through. I was like, I'm not sure if I ever saw this. Maybe, but I mean, I take in so much information, I just cannot retain everything. But anyway, Real XRP Boy wrote, time is not on your side, haters, fudsters, onward, hashtag XRP. Made in USA. So here it is. This is what he wrote on Quora. Ripple CEO Brad Garlinghouse. The question was, do you think it's worth it to buy some of the cryptocurrency Ripple XRP? And Brad wrote, first, a clarification on the question. Ripple is a private, cash flow positive company, and we don't have any plans to raise additional capital, and no offense, but if we did, we'd only raise capital from institutional investors. However, you can certainly buy XRP, the native digital asset to the XRP ledger. And mind you, again, this is October 3rd, 2017, and they ultimately did go through their Series C, and they raised a whole bunch more money. And there's two reasons that businesses typically do that. Either they're getting ready to sell, or they're getting ready for an IPO. And we already know Brad Garlinghouse recently stated that there's going to be a bunch of IPOs happening in 2020, and he said, and I'm somewhat paraphrasing, but he said basically, we're not going to be among the first, but I don't expect us to be among the last. That's what he said. So there's an IPO coming, right? That's the reason that they went through the funding round. Anyway, but he continues here. As a general rule, I try not to give investment advice, but I'm happy to give a summary of what drives Ripple's and XRP's value. Ripple is focused on enabling a global network of financial institutions to use our software to create what we call the Internet of Value. Our goal is to lower the marginal cost of international payments to the point where money can move as easily as information does today. As the network grows and adoption of Ripple's products increases, the value of Ripple should grow as well. XRP is a digital asset that exists on the XRP ledger, one of the open source products created by Ripple. XRP is a pivotal component of the Internet of Value since it solves a key point of friction, the pre-funding of Nostro-Vostro accounts necessary to facilitate cross-border payments. As this occurs, the demand for XRP will increase and markets will reflect that. Exactly. And so this is what I've been stating. It's like, it not only does liquidity beget liquidity, as Chris Larson has said in the past, it's certainly the case that investor confidence will increase, I suspect. And again, I'm not offering financial advice, to be clear. I don't have a financial background, don't buy or sell because of me, but I'm just sharing my everyday Joe Schmo opinion here, okay, to be clear. But I believe that as it is evidenced, and there is evidence of this now, like XRP is actually getting used in settlement today around the world. I believe that as that increases, it's going to spur additional confidence, and as a result, more people will want to invest because they'll know that businesses need XRP to conduct business, and if you hold some of it, well, there you go, right? And then he writes, I hope it goes without saying that I'm incredibly pleased by the progress we have made to date with a broad group of global financial institution customers, and there are powerful network effects that we have seen accelerating that momentum. Right, exactly. And so I thought it was a cool thing to share with you, but he gets the big picture. So to be clear, even though they don't frequently, especially these days, because like this was before the parabolic run-up, and I think that it seems like ever since then, it's been like a no-no to talk about XRP price because they don't, I mean, I'm not going to understand why, like the optics of that. I mean, what are they even going to say, right? So I totally get why they tend to want to stay away from those topics. Like even David Schwartz, he used to talk in the past about perhaps XRP could even get up to $120. David Schwartz, he's co-creator of the XRP ledger and XRP itself. He even cited that. He didn't say it would happen. He was just kind of thinking through ways that it might get there. And so you're not going to see that type of stuff now. We're too far along. They're too much in the spotlight, and don't blame them one bit. But like they absolutely still, even though they're not as vocal about it as they used to be, because I don't think they can reasonably do that because they're under such a microscope at this point. They know what they're doing. They're doing everything they can to grow Ripple, which ultimately is going to increase the market rate, the market value and price, which are two different things. Value and price, different things, but increase the XRP value and XRP price as time passes, as adoption continues to occur here. All right, next, shout out to All the Way 08 here. And this is the video I put out. He tweeted it out here where I spoke about the little confrontation between Brad Garlinghouse and Mr. Lubin here. And so he was commenting on that. This All the Way 08 was commenting on that. Here's what he wrote. XRP community, yes. I made similar points. Many of these crypto nonprofits, and he writes, we should call them non-stock corporations, are hiding behind the non-profit label and are extraordinarily non-transparent. There are many issues with this model. First is that the non-stock corp model allows for incredible leeway on how the corporation is structured. Delaware, for instance, allows a corporation to only have one voting member. This makes it possible to centralize power while still giving the benefits of incorporation. This is exactly what Stellar has done. Jed, his once girlfriend Joyce, and Pat Collision are the only voting members. Read their bylaws. Second, a traditionally structured corporation, private or public, has to be transparent to their shareholders who are owed a fiduciary duty. There is no meaningful mechanism for transparency for a non-stock corporation. Depending on the state, they don't even have to undergo audits. Finally, traditional corporates can finance through debt and equity. The recent advent of crypto firms means token sales are another avenue. Then he writes, a non-stock can't sell equity. If they can't convince people to donate money, they've only got token sales and debt financing. But at a certain point, why take out debt when you can just sell tokens? Do you see the incredible amount of trust you have to have in these nonprofits? Especially if they only have a handful of voting members. So when at Adam3US says all or the vast majority of projects and cryptos are outright scams, he's got a great point. This non-stock model is ripe for abuse, and it pains me to say that because there are projects I like using this model. This is why transparency is so important, and the number of transparent corporates in crypto is minuscule. The U.S. government's refusal to develop guidelines has only made this problem worse, where the money from token sales goes needs to be disclosed, because I would imagine the founders of these nonprofits are profiting handsomely from the sale of their tokens, and there are no shareholders to ever call foul, remove them, or demand a return on investment. I explain my thoughts more here, and it goes to his coil blog. And then he wrote, and here, and there's a separate one here. These are good reads, guys. You should check them out. Just go to @alltheway08. You can find these towards the top of his Twitter feed if you check this anytime soon anyway, if you want to check this out. I encourage you to. But all right, this is why you've heard Brad Garlinghouse say the vast majority of these cryptos will probably disappear someday, beg for regs, and state repeatedly how transparent they've been, but they're still getting smeared for it. So, cool stuff. Yeah, thank you very much, All the Way 08, for writing that up and sharing your thoughts, your insights on that, and tagging me ultimately. It's an interesting perspective, and you knew some things that I was unaware of about the structure, nonprofit, and I knew it was different state to state, but that was just the specifics that you cited there I found rather fascinating. I thought that the rest of the XRP community might enjoy that as well, so I thought I'd go ahead and share it here as an add-on to what I covered just the other day. So cool stuff, right? But that is it for this video. I am not a financial advisor. Do not buy or sell anything because of anything that I say or write. That would be a very, very, very bad idea. Until next time, to the moon, Lambo!